Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. For the Tigers, Max Scherzer, perhaps the fourth time is the charm. Mad Max once again today going for his 20th victory of the season. 19 wins so far in 29 starts, the most in Major League Baseball. It is a cool, crisp afternoon here in the Motor City. Welcome to Comerica Park, the third and final game of the series featuring the Royals and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Peppa alongside Rod Allen. Glad to have you with us for the final game of this series. Mad Max on the hill today, Rod, and he is going for that Cy Young this year. Really needs a victory today, but he's got some company now in that Cy Young chase.
He really does. His last couple of starts, he went up against John Lester of the Boston Red Sox and also Chris Sale, who really slowed down the Tigers from an offensive standpoint. If he's going to get number 20 here today, his offense is going to have to show up against Jeremy Guthrie. And here is some of the competition for the American League Cy Young with Max Scherzer. You have his own teammate, Sanchez. You have Chris Sale. You have Yu Darvish. And you also have King Felix of the Seattle Mariners. If Max is able to get number 20 this afternoon, he will take a major step forward and possibly securing his first Cy Young award.
All right, Tigers also trying to chop that magic number down from 10 as well. After a short break, we'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios. Check in with Shannon Hogan. Coming up here today, it's been a series really of inches. 3 big plays on the bases, including the final play of the game last night at home plate. Tigers Royals coming up next. Cool afternoon here. The Tigers check in with a 5-game lead over the Cleveland Indians in the American League Central Division. The Kansas City Royals looking more toward the wild card. They are 7 games back, and here is the starting lineup for KC today. Gordon, Bonifacio, and Hosmer at the top for this one. They've got Butler batting cleanup, Perez, Moustakas, and then Kane, Dyson, and Escobar. No changes from last night's starting lineup for the Royals. They are facing the right-hander Max Scherzer, who is presented today by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
And Max looking for win number 20 for the 4th consecutive start. He has not gotten it in the last 3. Obviously, he's lost his last 2 games against a couple of really good left-handers, one from Boston and one from the Chicago White Sox. It will not be easy today for Max. He'll have to slow down these rabbits on this Kansas City Royals squad. Take a look at the Tigers' defensive alignment behind Scherzer this afternoon. Dirk's in left. Austin Jackson is in center field. T. Hunter, he's in right. Infante and Santiago are up the middle this afternoon. Miggy and Prince on the corners. And Alex Avila is catching the day game after the night game.
Torrey Hunter had a great throw from right field last night, nailing a runner at third base. And there were several key plays on the base paths last night, including, of course, the final play of the game.
Last night was a really good baseball game. If you're a kid at home, you learned a lot from watching that game last night.
Here's Alex Gordon to start things off. The final meeting of the season between these two squads. And the Tigers have 8 wins. The Royals have 10 wins in the season series as Gordon fouls it away.
Same way Gordon came out last night against Doug Fister, but he was successful singling down in the right field corner on the first pitch of the game.
Pretty good numbers against Max. 360 career with a home run. Gordon in the series 2 out of 8. He has scored a couple of runs, and he shoots this one in the air toward left. Andy Dirks coming in toward the line, and Gordon is retired, 1 gone.
The key for Max today is simply no free passes. Don't walk any of the guys that can really run for the Kansas City Royals. That way they don't stress you out with their ability to steal bases.
Here is Emilio Bonifacio, whose night was cut short last night after he was picked off at first base. He was ejected from the game. Batting .241 this year. Bonifacio looks at a strike. 1 for 6 in the series with a walk. Here is Scherzer's 0-1 pitch. And it's low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The Tigers really needed to slow Bonifacio down because in the prior 2 series that he had performed for his new team since being traded from the Toronto Blue Jays, he had done some damage against Tigers pitching.
Waving a miss. 1-2.
Real nice changeup there out of the hand of Max Scherzer at 82 miles an hour. And very important for him to incorporate all 4 of his pitches really early. That's the changeup. He's got that good curveball and a slider.
Here's the 1-2, and Bonifacio takes outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the number 2 hitter for Ned Yost. And Emilio, since being elevated to that 2 spot, is batting .316 for KC. Has been a good table setter. The 2-2 is low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Scherzer is looking for win number 20. He is 19-3. His ERA is .301. Now the 3-2 pitch. Bonifacio takes high, ball 4, and the first base runner of the game for KC. We'll bring up Hosmer. .305 batting average this year for Hosmer. He's had 3 hits in the series, including a triple which knocked in a run last night. It turned out to be the only run of the game in the first inning, which shows you how dominant both Santana and Fister were last night. Scherzer will do all he can to keep Bonifacio close at first base. Emilio has stolen 25 this year.
The one thing that Max will do that has been most effective for him this year is he simply comes to a set position and he just holds the baseball. And as a base runner, it's tough to time when he's going to come home. Therefore, you can't really get a good jump against Max.
In for a strike.
I know you've heard the story by now, but Max practices what we just showed you, him holding the baseball on the mound for 7 seconds in between each bullpen session. Every bullpen session, he practices exactly how he wants to shut down the running game.
Quick throw, and they got him. Oh, man. On back-to-back days, Bonifacio is picked at first base.
That is the third consecutive day where a Tigers starting pitcher have picked off a base runner, and Max with a really quick move. Bonifacio way too far off the bag, because they've never really seen this move this quick from Max. I know I haven't seen Max throw the ball over to first base as quickly as he did there.
That, without question, is the best move I've seen him have. He was lightning quick there as Hosmer takes outside. Bonifacio had nothing to beef about there. He simply went back to the bench. And so the bases are empty. Here's the 1-1. Hosmer fouls it off.
Here's Friday, Justin Verlander. He picked off a base runner. That was Dyson on first base. And then last night it was Bonifacio who was picked off by Doug Fister. And of course, we just showed you that Max also picked off Bonifacio here today.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Hosmer goes down, and that'll be it for KC. First strikeout of the ball game for Max Scherzer. Big pickoff of Bonifacio helps the cause. Park, Austin Jackson getting set to lead things off, and the Tigers starting lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Top three: Jackson, Hunter, Cabrera. You've got Fielder, Martinez, and Dirks in the middle of the lineup. Then your bottom three today are Infante, Avila, and Santiago, who is playing for Iglesias, who gets the day off here this afternoon. Jeremy Guthrie is on the hill for KC.
He's won a lot of ball games this year. 30 starts. He's won 14, lost 10. ERA 4.11. He's got a fastball that will touch 95 miles an hour. He's got a pretty good curveball, tops out at 76 with that pitch. Likes his slider and also his changeup to complete the 4-pitch mix of Jeremy Guthrie.
So here is Jackson. And it's a ground ball to second base. Emilio Bonifacio has it there. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Tim Hortons will sponsor the Kansas City Royals starting defensive alignment this afternoon in the outfield. They have the reigning Gold Glove winner at that position. Gordon, he's won 2. He'll win another one this year. Speed in center, speed in right. Hosmer, Bonifacio, Escobar, Moustakas up the middle, and Salvador Perez is the starting catcher.
Torrey Hunter batting .297. Looks at ball 1 low and away. 16 home runs this year for Torrey, and good numbers against Guthrie in his career, .333.
Tigers have about 5 or 6 members of their starting lineup today that have 300 or better career numbers against Jeremy Guthrie.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. And it's a little low. 3 balls, no strikes on Hunter. Cabrera waiting on deck. No score. We're in the bottom of the first here in the final game in this series. That's fouled back out of play. 3-1. Torrey taking a hack on 3-0. Guthrie is 6'1", 205 out of Roseburg, Oregon. Little chopper slowly toward Escobar. On the run, he'll throw him out. 2 up, 2 down, and a couple of ground balls. And again here today we've got Phantom Cam, which is all covered up because of the sprinkles going on right now. But it's our special slow-mo camera located at low first base for tonight's game. It shoots up to 5,000 frames per second, while other cameras all shoot at 30 frames per second. Here's some of the sights of the previous 2 games in this series. And we already showed you that pickoff, which was at Phantom Cam. Here's Cabrera now with 2 outs.
Jeremy Guthrie's already thrown 2 ground balls in this game, but that's usually not his MO. He's a fly ball pitcher, and because of that, he's given up 26 homers this year.
Cabrera hits .333 against him with 3 career home runs.
Mickey hit a ball in last night's game that I thought was going to get out of here, but I don't know if it was the cold night is the reason or what, but it left his bat and it looked like it was going to be a homer.
The skipper was asked that question today, whether or not he thought it was a home run. He said, off the bat, I knew immediately it was gone. And then it just kind of died in the warning track. But he thought for sure that one was out of here. The 2-1 pitch is hit hard back up the middle into center.
Talk about climbing the ladder and hitting a fastball with some authority. That's exactly what Miggy did right there. Right-handers have a little bit easier time climbing the ladder and getting on top of fastballs than left-handers do. And Miguel used that top hand and hit a seed right past their shortstop, Alcides Escobar. That is one of the better swings Miggy's taken in a while. That's a good swing right there.
So Cabrera's aboard with a 2-out single, and here is Prince Fielder, who looks at a strike. First hit of the ball game for either side. The Prince, well, he's at .421 against Guthrie.
And Prince thrown out the dish last night on the final play of the game, but it was a good baseball game, thrilling baseball game.
1-1 on Fielder.
A lot of fundamentals executed perfectly by both teams in last night's contest.
Fielder has knocked in 3 in this series. They play him to pull. And he tried to climb the ladder there, couldn't get it. 1-2. .102 RBIs now for Prince. Another 100 RBI season. He joins Cabrera on the Tigers team. Wouldn't chase it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. .64 degrees our game time temp. Very cloudy at the ballpark today. Now the 2-2. Loop toward left field, base hit.
Stop it, Prince.
Fielder goes the other way. It's a 2-out single, and the Tigers now have runners at first and second.
Prince and also Miguel Cabrera, and you can also add Victor Martinez into this list. They won't take exactly what you give them. Guthrie did not throw Prince Fielder 1 pitch inside. Therefore, Prince Fielder looked away, got the pitch he was looking for, and got himself a single.
So that'll bring up Martinez now with 2 men on. Tigers have back-to-back hits. Victor 2 for 8 in the series, batting .297. Ball one high on Martinez.
And we've talked about Prince Fielder the last couple of weeks. The batting average is starting to creep up. He's batting well over 300, and the reason for that is he's hit more balls the opposite way, more up the middle, not as pull happy as he was earlier in the year.
Another one of those guys for the Tigers, batting over 300 against Guthrie. 304 for Martinez.
The Kansas City Royals have already taken the season series from the Tigers, but a win here today would be a real nice start to the first 3 games of the last homestand of the year.
First time since 2008 the Royals will have won the season series against Detroit. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And in my opinion, this Kansas City Royals team is only going to get better. Very confident group. When they come to the ballpark, they really believe they have a legitimate chance of winning the game.
2-1 on Victor. Pulls that one on the ground to first, but it's right at Hosmer, and that'll end the inning. No runs on a couple of hits, and 2 men left as we go to the second. It is still a scoreless ball game here at the ballpark. Well played, entertaining series so far. This is game 3, and we are scoreless as we go to the top of the second, and Max Scherzer back to the hill. He will face Billy Butler, who looks at a strike. Butler, Perez, and Moustakas in the top of number 2. Billy 2 out of 7 in the series, has knocked in a run. And batting .291 this year. Scherzer gave up a walk in the first, but picked the runner off. That was Bonifacio. Line drive in the air to center. Jackson coming on to make the catch. One out.
Jackson gets a pretty good jump on this baseball. Billy Butler was jammed. If you're in center field, when Billy hits the ball in the air, you have to pause momentarily because he's usually hitting it over your head. And with Jackson's speed, able to recover and make that play look routine, as he does most nights.
Here is Salvador Perez. And a strike called right at the knees of Perez. Double 2 RBIs in the series, batting .400 against Max with a couple of homers against the Tigers righty. The 0-1 pitch fouled off the mask of Avila. 0-2. Moustakas will be next.
Salvador Perez can feel Avila's pain. Both of these guys, Perez and Avila, have both spent some time on the concussion list, the 7-day concussion list this year. And they're not the only catchers. There's been quite a few this season.
Here's the 0-2. That'll bounce in, and that one comes up to get Avila. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I was talking to Ray Fosse, the former catcher in the big leagues, all-star catcher when the A's were in town, and of course he does some TV work for the A's. We were talking about how much they got banged up in the past, but they never really tested for concussions. Here's a swing and a miss, and Perez goes down. 2 away. Second strikeout now for Max.
They've been doing a lot of that to Salvador Perez in the series. Fister did it quite a bit last night. They speed his bat up with really good fastballs, and then they throw well-located sliders down and away, and that he swings right over the top of.
It's going to bring up Moustakas. Not real good. 2 for 20 against Max. Strike called. 0-1.
Max throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, and most of the first pitches that he is featuring to the Kansas City Royals are fastballs anywhere from 91 to 93.
Got a good rhythm going early on in this game as he misses a smidge outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scherzer came into this game with 215 strikeouts, second most in the American League. Here's the 1-1. That is skied in the air to center field. Jackson under it, and a 1-2-3 inning for Max. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Since 1849. Jeep rediscover the freedom of the open road at the Jeep Celebration event. And by Kraft Deluxe Mac and Cheese. You know you love it. Now the big time crowd here at the ballpark today on a cool and somewhat rainy afternoon. A little bit of rain falling, nothing major. Scoreless game as we go to the bottom of the second, and the Tigers will take their swings now against Jeremy Guthrie, who delivers a ball inside to Andy Dirks. Dirks Infante Avila for Detroit. 9 for 20 in his career against Guthrie. And there's another base hit.
That is a really good swing right there by Andy Dirks.
10 for 21 now against Guthrie.
Talk about staying inside the baseball. It's a fastball tailing in. Andy just takes the hands, pulls them close to the body, and barrels it up and shoots it right past the shortstop, Escobar.
3 hits already for Detroit, and now Omar Infante stands in.
Andy can run a little bit. You wonder if Jim will play an aggressive brand of baseball here this evening. Hit and run, bunts, anything. Jumpstart this offense. Shut out for the 10th time last night, which is remarkable.
Omar is 4 for 13. One of those hits a homer against Guthrie. 0-1 the count. You really wonder, Rod, how that could happen against an offense like this. It's got to be a combination of things. Obviously the opposing pitching, but maybe the lack of team speed has something to do with it. There's a bouncer to short. This looking like 2. Escobar. Bonifacio. Safe. He beat it out.
Escobar bobbled it. Did not get the ball out of the glove cleanly. Therefore, he could not get it to Bonifacio. And with the speed of Omar Infante able to get there before the return throw from the second baseman.
That one little hitch cost him.
Yeah, back to the fact that they have been shut out 10 times, and in 4 of those, it's been 1-0 scores. And of course, if they did play a different brand of baseball every now and then, a game of speed where they could manufacture a run or two, it would help them in some of those really close games, especially against the Kansas City Royals.
Agreed. Here is Avila. 218 now for Alex. 0-1 on Avila. Since the All-Star break is over 300 with 21 RBIs. Driven in the air to left field, hit well. Gordon going back, track, wall, Leafs can't get it. It's gone. An opposite field home run for Alex Avila. A laser the other way to give the Tigers a 2-0 lead.
Last couple of left-handers, Andy Dirks and also Alex Avila simply trying to hit the ball the other way. Dirks got a base hit. Avila got underneath his and got it right over the outstretched glove of Alex Gordon in left field. Outstanding effort by Gordon, but could not pull it back. And that is the 27th home run now Jeremy Guthrie has given up this season.
So Avila, since the All-Star break, continues to add to his numbers, and it's 2-0 Detroit. That's back up the middle into center.
Guthrie, when his career first started, he kind of had his way against the Tigers, but the last number of starts, he has not been very good against Detroit hitters. And we showed you several members of today's starting lineup are batting over 300 against Jeremy.
Mentioned Guthrie giving up 27 home runs now. 22 of those came in the first half, so he had slowed down in allowing homers until today. Here's Jackson. So the inability to turn that double play sends Avila up there with a man on, and he strokes a 2-run homer to left. 0-1 on Jackson. He grounded out in the first inning. Santiago playing for Iglesias today. He's at first base with a 1-out single. Shot to right field on a line, and it's going to drop. Base hit. Santiago is going to take the turn but hold up. 3 straight hits for Detroit. And now Guthrie will face Hunter. Torrey grounded out his first time up. Guthrie in some hot water here in the second. Tigers threatening to add more. They've got 6 hits already. Driven to right field and hit well. Cain is on the run, still going back. Track reaches up against the wall, makes the catch. Lorenzo Cain just flat out ran that ball down.
Ball is carrying a lot better today than it was last night. I did not think that ball was going to go that far, but Cain, who was a center fielder by trade, really had to get on his horse to make that play, and he sort of got turned around. Little bit of a banana route to get there. Looks like the Tigers' approach this afternoon is simply to take what Guthrie is going to give them. He's not pitching inside, and they've recognized that, so they're driving the ball the other way.
Here's Cabrera now, who hits .458 with 2 outs and men in scoring position. Not this time, though, as Moustakas will throw to second for the Fours, ending the inning. Tigers get a couple on the Avila home run, and you're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire.
Starting rotation have compiled 867 strikeouts this season. The American League record for starters was set back in 1968 by the Cleveland Indians, and that number is 940. The Tigers have a legitimate shot of getting there.
Wouldn't bet against him, that's for sure. Scherzer trying to pile some up today, has 2 already, and he'll face Lorenzo Cain.
They have to average about 5 strikeouts per game the remaining of the way to surpass that record set back in 1968.
That's doable, I think. We'll see.
68, that was a year to pitcher, wasn't it?
It was. A good year for Tigers fans. There's a ball inside 1-0. Cain, Dyson, Escobar.
They lowered the mounds after that year.
Bob Gibson had something to do with that, man. He was awfully nasty.
That he was.
Some of the numbers he put up. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch is a strike, 2-1. Scherzer now has thrown a career high 196 1/3 innings, and so he'll get to 200 for the first time in his career. And still trying to nail down that Cy Young award, one of the front runners at this point. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
He's going to need a really good outing here today because the last few starts he has had, he's been hit around a little bit. Some of the competition, they're starting to take some of the headlines away from Max in that Cy Young conversation. About a month ago, he was the leader in the clubhouse for sure.
Yeah, I think the pack has gained on him a little bit. But he's off to a good start today. The Tigers have backed him with a couple of runs on the Avila homer. Just missed. Now the count goes 3-2 on Lorenzo Cain.
He's got a good fastball today. And velocity hasn't gotten up to 97, 98 like he can do on occasion, but he's been right around 92 to 94. But the command has been really good. Opposing batters hit 198 against the Max Scherzer fastball. Just 198, which is the lowest average in the major leagues. As Max likes to say, I just let my fastball eat.
Again, the 3-2 is driven in the air to left field. Hit good. Back to the track in front of the wall and caught by Dirks.
It's a hanging breaking ball that Lorenzo Cain just missed from hitting his 5th home run of the year.
Hey, by the way, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented by the new Quarter Pounder BLT. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space and the player's uniform number to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. I meant to say that last ball was hit well. Grammatically, hit good is not, it's not a really good way to put it. Here's Dyson. There's a strike. So Max now has retired 5 in a row. Dyson, not a good matchup. 1 for 11. We've seen him bunt a couple of times in this series.
That's why Miguel is about 10 steps in front of that third base bag.
Two and one. Two runs on 6 hits already for the Tigers. Dyson looks at a ball outside. 3-1 the count. Stolen base in the series. 2 out of 8 for Gerard. Waiting on deck is Escobar. And he takes a strike on the outer edge. 3-2.
Tigers pitchers have been able to slow down the base stealing in this series. The last series that Kansas City played here last month, they were 8 of 9 in stolen bases. They ran the Tigers ragged.
Lifted foul down the left field line.
Not so much this series. Several guys picked off. Avila's thrown out a base runner. Whoa, how about that?
1974, the last time the Tigers had 3 consecutive games picking off an opposing base runner. Here's the 3-2. And again fouled back out of play. Verlander, Pfister, and Scherzer in this series, each picking one off. Dyson not going down without a battle. Again, the 3-2. And he'll shoot another one foul back out of play. Only base runner so far for KC was the walk to Bonifacio in the first, but he was picked off. Little chopper, that'll go foul. Dyson a career high 31 stolen bases this year. back-to-back seasons of 30 or more. You see the total on Max and the breakdown, 37 total. Another foul back out of play. Dyson giving him fits.
He's fouling off everything. He's fouling off the fastball at 93. And the last two pitches, back-to-back changeups at 85 that Dyson just got a piece of.
Guess what? Another one back into the seats. It's turning into quite an at-bat.
It also bodes well for the Kansas City Royals if they can get Max Scherzer's pitch count up and somehow get into the Tigers' middle relief. Now, that is the goal of every offensive club every single night.
And he finally struck him out. 2 away. Time out for a game break. We check in with Shannon Hogan. All right, Shannon, check of the wild card standings. Tampa and Texas right now with identical records. Cleveland a game and a half out. New York 3 back now in the wild card. These Royals 3.5 out. There's a strike called on Alcides Escobar. That was a 12-pitch at bat for Jarrod Dyson before finally succumbing to the strikeout. 3 of them now for Scherzer. Escobar takes inside and the count goes to 1-1.
It also gives you an idea of just how much confidence Max has in his changeup. He threw 3 changeups in a row to Dyson. The last one, he took a little bit off of that one and he got Dyson to swing right through it.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Max throws from that low 3/4 arm slot at 93 miles an hour. The ball just kind of explodes out of his hand. A lot of hitters have told me. And a lot of times it's got some ride to it up in the strike zone.
Here's the 1-2. Little pop-up. Shallow right field. Hunter coming on, but Infante is there, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Max. He's retired 7 straight. Tigers have a 2-0 lead here this afternoon on an Alex Avila opposite field home run. Of the third, Prince Fielder will start things off for Detroit, and he shoots one again the other way into left field for a leadoff single, and Prince now 2 for 2 today.
Tigers have 7 hits today against Jeremy Guthrie, and 6 of those hits have gone the opposite way. First pitch swinging, fastball down, tailing away, and Prince, and just a really nice swing.
Put up another hit on the board for the Tigers. That's 7. Here is Victor Martinez. Ground ball in the first inning, 0 for 1. And now 2 for 8. Or 2 for 9 rather in the series for Victor. 2 runs, 7 hits, Detroit. As we play here in the bottom of the third, final game in this series.
Guthrie's going to have to start to pitch in a little bit if he's going to have any success whatsoever this afternoon. You don't have to go in there very often, but you have to show the opposing team you're at least willing to throw a fastball in like he did right there. Victor a little tardy on it, because if he continues to throw everybody away, the right-handers and the left-handers, he's going to give up a lot of hits in this contest. He's already given up 7.
6 of them are singles, and of course the home run by Avila. No balls, 2 strikes on Victor Martinez. One and 2. Martinez came in batting .304 against Guthrie, who in a KC uniform at least is 4-1 against Detroit. In fact, Guthrie has 10 wins against the Central this year, which ties him with Max Scherzer for the most against the Central Division. 2-2 the count. Guthrie originally a top pick of the Cleveland Indians.
Found a home in Cleveland. He was having a miserable year in Colorado last year until he was traded to the Royals.
Base hit into right field, out of the reach of Hosmer, and to second base goes Fielder. 8 Tigers hits now. From 04 to 2010 against Detroit, numbers were good, 2.83 ERA, but since it's 4 wins coming in a KC uniform.
Batting average nearly 100 points higher in the last couple of years.
So the Tigers have back-to-back singles here in the third. They have Andy Dirks stepping in.
Kansas City Royals are looking for the bunt from Andy Dirks, who has 1 single already here today, opposite field single.
No sign of the bunt there, and it's driven to the air to left. Gordon backing up, edge of the track. Runners tag but hold. One gone. And that'll bring up Omar Infante, who was able to reach on a fielder's choice back in the second and then scored on the home run by Avila. He hit what looked like might be a double play ball, but it was bobbled just momentarily by Escobar, and that cost him the 2. And then Avila countered with the homer. Guthrie ready with the 0-1. And he missed low. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's 40 now for Jeremy Guthrie, 27 of which have been strikes. Guthrie slides one home low. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Tigers have been somewhat aggressive here in this game against Guthrie. 10 times already in this game they have put one of the first 2 pitches in play, including that Avila home run. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball slowly towards short. Escobar surrounds it, and he'll get the force at second. Another good play by Alcides Escobar.
Escobar's got that long rangy body, able to reach out, get in front of that ball, and gives Bonifacio a nice feed. They're not going to turn 2, and Bonifacio simply grabs it and tries to get out of the way before Victor Martinez gets there.
So Avila, who so far is the hitting star, a 2-run shot hit the other way back in the second. His 10th of the year, which now gives him 23 RBIs since the All-Star break. And it's in there, a strike. Alex is also hitting over 400 in the month of September. 419. Fouled back out of play. 0-2. Hey, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. You'll get a free small order of curly fries. They only need 2 more. Oh, 2 on Avila. Would not chase that pitch out of the strike zone. 1-2. Waiting on deck is Santiago.
45 total pitches thrown by Guthrie so far today, and of the 30 strikes he's thrown, the Tigers have swung at 20 of those.
There's a wave and a miss to end the inning. So the Tigers get 2 hits, fail to score though, and we'll go to the 4th. Try Arby's Snack and Save menu today. Arby's, slicing up freshness. And by Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price period. Bell Tire. Back here at the ballpark, cloudy overcast day here in the Motor City this afternoon. The Tigers out to a 2-0 lead against the Royals. Trying to win 2 out of 3 in this series and chop down that magic number. Max Scherzer's been really good so far. Scherzer back to the hill in the 4th. He has retired 7 straight. 3 innings and 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Gordon leads it off the top of the order for KC, then Bonifacio, and then Hosmer. Fly ball to left field to start the ball game. 0 for 1 for Alex Gordon, who right now is enjoying a 9-game hitting streak for the Royals. And Max brings it inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Just looking at some of the numbers, you were talking about how Gordon's been attacked with a lot of changeups this year.
Right.
He is hitting this season just 171 against changeups.
And Tigers have a staff full of guys that aren't afraid to throw their changeup.
Uh-oh. Ooh, that one is driven deep to right field, way back, and it's going to go.
That's not a changeup.
No, and it's also in the seats. Gordon with a home run and a long one, the first hit and run of the game for the Royals.
That's what good hitters do, though. And regardless of the amount of changeups that the Tigers have thrown Gordon this year, he has watched Max for already 3 innings, and he knows that Max is loving his fastball today. So he's sitting on the fastball, and it's on the inner third, and that's that area where left-handers just love to hit the baseball. And he clobbered it. That's their nitro zone.
It's also the 20th home run of the season for Gordon now. 2 seasons with 20 or more. Ball 1 outside. And a total of 80 RBIs as well for the Royals leadoff man. Bonifacio showing bunt, takes a strike. 1-1. Gordon extends his hitting streak to 10 straight with that home run. Ball low, 2 balls, 1 strike. That's on the outer edge, and the count evens now on Emilio Bonifacio. 4 years with the Marlins, also played with Arizona, Washington. They got him from the Toronto Blue Jays in August. Here's the 2-2. And that's off Avila. Bonifacio's been picked off first base twice in the series, last night and today. In fact, last night he was ejected after being picked off.
When they acquired Bonifacio from the Toronto Blue Jays at the trade deadline, Ned Yost said that he'd use him all over the place. He would use him in the outfield. He would use him at multiple positions in the infield. But Bonifacio has played so well. He's been their starting second baseman every night.
3-2. Yeah, he's been over 300 in a KC uniform, so it's a matter of playing the hot hand. He's been getting it done. A guy that can play all over on the infield, all over in the outfield as well if need be. The 3-2. And Bonifacio shoots one to left center, base hit. Back-to-back hits to start the 4th here for the Royals. We'll bring up Eric Hosmer. Tigers now have 8 hits and the Royals have 2. Hosmer struck out back in the first inning. Swing and a miss. Big difference, especially in the average column this year through September the 14th. 305 for Hosmer. Last year 241 at this point.
And Kansas City Royals management are going to feel very good about themselves this offseason, knowing that Hosmer's figured out some things and the kind of numbers that he might put up in 2014. They just need to get him some help in the middle of that order, whether it be Moustakas stepping up. Billy Butler's taking a step back this year. offensively. Salvador Perez is a really nice performer, but if they get one more big bat to perform for them consistently during the course of the year, they will challenge for the division next year with that pitching.
Fouled back out of play, no balls and 2 strikes. I don't think there's any doubt that Hosmer is developing into that middle of the lineup bat that they envisioned when they drafted him.
He's got a chance to be a star.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Might want to throw one up in the zone to see if you can get him to chase one here, about 94, 95. You don't want to make a mistake with an off-speed pitch.
One and 2.
And that was a good off-speed pitch, and no, he did not make a mistake with it.
Butler waiting on deck. Hosmer in the month of September, 388. Has really turned it on in the second half, but especially this month. Scherzer cruised through 3 innings. In fact, he retired 7 straight. But a home run by Gordon here in the 4th and a single by Bonifacio. Another throw, another quick tag by Prince. That time he got back in.
Max must have been working very hard in between starts on the moves that he's been displaying today, because he's been in the Tigers uniform for over 3 years now, and I've never seen him throw the ball to first base this quickly. Never.
Strike 3 called on Hosmer, who doesn't like it. Scherzer another strikeout, his 4th.
Best fastball of the afternoon by Max Scherzer at 96 miles an hour, and that's the velocity you need to be at if you're going to go up against Hosmer. Hosmer thought that ball was low, but it looked like when it crossed his knees, it had enough height.
It's a big out, 1 gone. Here is Billy Butler. Hosmer is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Butler fouls it straight back, 0-1. Billy fly to center field, his only time up, back in the 2nd, batting .291.
Talks about Billy Butler taking a step back this year in the power department. He had 29 homers last year, and he drove in over 100 runs. And as a matter of fact, he won a Silver Slugger for that DH position, and he also won the Edgar Martinez Award, which goes annually to the best DH in the American League.
Well, the 29 home runs last year was 10 more than he hit the previous year. He's been anywhere between 15 and 20 for the most part until last year. And his numbers this season, last season, you see the home run numbers were up considerably last year. Breaking ball fouled straight back, 0-2. Scherzer threw 23 in that 3rd inning. A lot of those, in fact 12 of those, were that one at bat to Gerard Dyson.
He has thrown a total of 60, but if he makes a quality pitch here, whether it be the good breaking ball or changeup, he might get the double play to get out of the inning. Butler does that a lot.
1-2. Butler came in a lifetime .330 batting average versus Tigers pitching. Now Butler given time as Scherzer takes too long. Tigers got 2 in the second on the home run by Avila, and the Royals have answered on a leadoff solo shot by Gordon here in the fourth. Runner goes, and it's fouled off.
Very important for Max to make sure Bonifacio stays put at first base. Do not allow him to steal second base. Billy Butler's grounded into 24 double plays, and if he hits it on the ground, you're guaranteed to get a couple. But that doesn't happen if Bonifacio gets a good jump.
One and 2 the count on Billy Butler. Salvador Perez waiting on deck. In the air, slicing away from Hunter, coming to foul ground. He won't get there. And a souvenir. 1 and 2 the count stays on Butler. Royals came in today at 78 and 70. Tigers at 85 and 63. Kansas City playing some good baseball post All-Star break, which has put them smack dab in the middle of the wild card chase.
If nothing else, even if you don't steal a base, boy, do you occupy a lot of the pitcher's attention.
And that's something that Jim was talking about before the game today, something he thinks his pitchers have done a better job of in this series, and that's why they've been able to control the Royals offensively, not letting those rabbits get in his head. And there's a wave and a miss as Butler goes down. 5 strikeouts now for Max. 2 gone, and we tell you that every game counts. See the Tigers play the Seattle Mariners September 16 through 19. Take advantage of the weekday value pack. 4 upper box tickets, hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks, all for just $72. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Two down now for Perez. And a strike called on Salvador.
And they usually finish off Salvador with breaking balls. This time Max starts him off with a breaking ball, although it was on the inner third of home plate.
Scherzer now has 220 strikeouts. Darvish leads the American League with 256. Bonifacio singled after the Gordon home run, but strikeouts of Hosmer and Butler. 2-1 Tigers lead. We're in the fourth. Here's the 0-1. That'll get fouled down the right field line. 0-2 now on Salvador Perez. Here's that list. The Tigers also have Verlander on the list of strikeout leaders in the American League with 189. Chris Sale on that list. So is King Felix. Darvish, one of the chief competitors for Max Scherzer in the Cy Young chase this year. To the count stays on Perez.
Avila wanted that fastball 0-2 up a little higher. And Max got that ball down a little bit too low, and that's the reason why Salvador Perez had a pretty good swing at it.
Now again, Perez waiting on an 0-2. And time given to Perez as Scherzer again doing what he has practiced in the bullpen, holding the baseball.
And the fact that Bonifacio is still standing over at first base, and there are now 2 outs. Gives you an idea of just how effective this approach by Max at slowing down the running game is.
He's done a tremendous job. Another long hold, finally brings it home. Strike 3 call, got him looking. Scherzer strikes out the side as he whips Hosmer, Butler, and Perez. Tigers getting it done on the mound with Max, and Avila putting up a 2-run homer as well. Tigers have 2 runs, 8 hits. They've left 6 though early on in this game, and a run on 2 hits in this one for the Royals. Santiago leads it off and looks at strike 1 as we begin things here in the bottom of the 4th. Ramon had a base hit. That was back in the 2nd, but did not score. Ball missing high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jose Iglesias gets the day off today. He's been playing with shin splints and has been able to play at a high level despite those, but he's getting a rest here this afternoon as Santiago drops down a bunt. Guthrie can't pick it up, and Ramon is safe. Leadoff man on.
Really nice idea here by Santiago, and it looked like Guthrie was going to have a chance to make this play had he just picked the baseball up. He may have had a chance to beat Santiago to the bag or either shuffle it with the glove to Eric Hosmer, but he did not pick it up.
So Santiago in the fill-in role has 2 hits in this game. There's a snap throw back to first by Perez, who's not bashful about throwing it around.
9 pickoffs already in his very brief big league career, and that is already a Kansas City record. He's only been in the big leagues for a year and a half.
He's probably going to hold on to that record for a while.
It's going to get shattered.
There's a ball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jackson. AJ with a single and a ground out.
First pitch Guthrie has thrown inside here today, which would open up the outside corner a little bit more effectively for him. Tigers have been diving out of the plate all afternoon long.
Make it 9 hits now for Detroit. They're all singles with the exception of the Avila home run. Right back up towards second. Nice scoop there by Bonifacio. Tags the bag 1 and gets the double play. 4-3 and the Twin killing 2 outs.
Looked like Bonifacio was going to shuffle that ball to his shortstop, which would have been an easier play because Escobar was there, but he juggled it, didn't have a clean handle on it, so he just kept it himself. Ran to the bag and tagged the bag and made a firm throw to Eric Hosmer.
Nice adjustment on the fly here after the bobble. 2 gone for Torrey, who drops down a bunt back to the mound. Guthrie has no problem with this one, and very quickly the side retired. No runs, 1 hit. Nobody left. Players who have more RBIs since 2006 than Prince Fielder. Prince got 856. There are 3 players that have had more since 2006.
He's one of them.
Sure about that?
Yeah, he's one.
You don't think they're just trying to
No, not today.
throw you off the path?
Not today.
No?
Not today.
Okay. Here's Mike Moustakas. He'll lead things off. Kane and then Dyson in the 5th inning. 2-1 Detroit. 2-run shot by Mr. Avila. Solo homer by Alex Gordon. Moustakas fly to center field. That was back in the 2nd, 0 for 1. Scherzer now 68 pitches coming into this inning. And Moustakas looks at a ball outside, 1-0. Wave and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just as Alex Gordon has gotten a steady diet of changeups from Tigers starting pitching this year, Moustakas hasn't gotten a whole lot of fastballs either. And they've given him a lot of breaking pitches.
Now the 1-1. Outer edge, 1-2.
All Moustakas can do is walk out of the batter's box. That's an unhittable pitch.
Scherzer in the ball game, 6 strikeouts, including 3 in a row back in the 4th. And another one. Down goes Moustakas. 7 strikeouts for Max. And he has fanned the last 4 Royals consecutively.
There's that circle change. Wow, he threw 2 outstanding pitches there to Moustakas. The fastball at 91 on the black, and he followed that up with a really good changeup.
No ground balls in this game. 5 in the air, 7 via the strikeout.
The thing that makes Max so difficult to hit is the fact that he's able to repeat his delivery these days. Throwing lots of first pitch strikes today. and everything that he throws out of the same window. So when you're watching him pitch and you're looking at his hand, you can't differentiate whether it's the fastball, the curve, the slider, or the changeup.
Breaking ball 0-2 on the foul ball.
I mean, there are some pitchers when they throw you a breaking ball, they'll slow down their arm speed, but Max doesn't do any of that. Gives you the same look on every pitch.
Fouled off. Two runs, 9 hits. Detroit. KC 1 run, 2 hits. Now the 0-2. And it bounced in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jarrod Dyson waiting on deck. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Max is dirty today. I mean, he's on one.
Well, Pfister once struck out 9 consecutive Royals, and now Scherzer has struck out 5 straight Royals. Breaking ball that just darted away from Lorenzo Cain. Here is Dyson. There's ball 1. Miggy on the grass against Dyson. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. That's in there.
$80 pitches thrown by Max so far today. 42% of those have been off-speed pitches, and there's another one.
Easy ground ball to second. And a 1-2-3 inning for Max Scherzer. Bottom of the 5th. Coming up, Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. As they try and win this series here against KC. Each team has a victory so far. And the Tigers here in the bottom of the 5th inning have the middle of their lineup: Cabrera, Fielder, and then Martinez. Jeremy Guthrie back to the hill. Tigers have 2 runs, 9 hits. And KC in this game a run on 2 hits. Cabrera 1 for 2, had a single in his first at bat. That's it for a strike. 1-1 on Miguel. Ball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Talk about Cabrera nearly hitting one out last night, a ball that many thought was going to go before it died on the warning track. Miguel has not homered since August 26th against Oakland here at Comerica. Well, he is definitely due. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Fielder on deck. Foul straight back.
Miguel has already taken an elevated fastball from Guthrie today at 93 and hit a bullet right past their shortstop, and they continue to feature fastballs up. He almost got him again. If that's the approach by Guthrie, he better get it way up.
Cabrera needs 2 more home runs and 7 more RBIs to set career highs in both of those categories. Here's the 2-2. Bouncing ball back up the middle. It'll find a hole. Base hit.
He went to the breaking ball this time because of the fact that when Miggy was up the first time, he was able to climb the ladder. And take a look at the concentration here. And we always talk about the perfect swing by Miguel. He stays behind the ball, and then he creates that V that all the hitting coaches love to see. And then the wrist, they finally roll over after contact. It doesn't get much better than that as far as watching right-handers swing the bat, as far as the approach is concerned, the setup, and the execution.
Now fielder rips one fair down the right field line. It's going to the corner. Cabrera on his way to third base. And Prince will cruise in with a double. And the Tigers are in business here in the 5th.
Prince Fielder is such a smart hitter. And it's one of the reasons why he drives in 100 runs annually. His first 2 times up, they pitched him away, and all he wanted to do was take the base hit in that direction. He knew the 3rd time that he came up that he would get something to pull, and he got it, and he didn't miss it, and that's why he's a perennial all-star.
Single by Cabrera, double by Fielder, and Prince 3 for 3. And now the Royals bring the infield in a couple of steps as Martinez stands in. How about the Tigers? They have 11 hits now, but they have stranded 6 so far.
In reality, Ned Yost doesn't have to play his infield in that close. Miggy's not going to score on a ground ball.
That's a good point.
You can back your infield up to regular depth, and if it was a ground ball hit right at any of your defenders, Miguel Cabrera would have a difficult time of scoring.
Victor 1 for 2, single and a ground out. And Martinez now with 3 hits in the series. A little bit outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
So if you're Victor Martinez, if you're going to get this RBI, you know you have to hit the ball deep, and I mean deep into the outfield, or get a base hit into the outfield.
Tigers right now 0 for 6 with men in scoring position. Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball right to first base. Runner will hold. Hosmer will take it. First out of the inning. Martinez unable to drive in a run. Well, we'll see if Dirks can. Francisco Bueno is warming up in the bullpen for KC. Single fly ball for Andy, 1 for 2. He's hit safely in his last 4. And a ground ball again to first base. Same result. Cabrera's going to have to hold. So 2 ground ball outs for Guthrie, and all of a sudden the Tigers on the brink of stranding a couple more.
Tigers hitters had such a great approach at the beginning of this contest. Everything, they stayed inside the baseball and got several hits the opposite way, but the last 2 hitters have rolled over on breaking balls.
0 for 8 now for Detroit with runners in scoring position, and as a team for the season they're at 284. And we'll see now if Infante can do something about it here with 2 outs. Ball 1. Omar on base twice, a couple of fielders choice ground balls, and he scored a run back in the second. Ground ball to short. Escobar has it, and Guthrie pitches out of the jam. Tigers strand 2 more. They've left 8 in this ball game.
The batting average against his fastball, but it's just not his fastball that he gets swings and misses on. His slider is a well above average pitch for Max. He throws that pitch and gets lots of swings and misses. His curveball has put him in the Cy Young conversation this year, and he's always had that changeup. He taught himself that pitch when he was a college player at Missouri.
Here is Alcides Escobar to lead it off as we go to the 6th inning now here at the ballpark.
And if you notice, every last one of those pitches, Max, that low 3/4 arm slot, throws every last one out of the same window, which makes it very difficult for the opposing batters to pick up.
Scherzer working on another strikeout. He has 8 in this ball game, and he's ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Escobar, Gordon, Bonifacio. Tigers holding on to their 2-1 lead, but they have stranded 8 in this game already. The 0-2. Low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gordon on deck, responsible for their only run, a solo shot in the 4th. Now the 1-2. Got him, strike 3.
Max has thrown these guys so many off-speed pitches, and he's been able to thread the needle with that pitch that he's gotten several strikeouts on fastballs that the hitters simply watch go by. Here's our Xfinity high-speed pitch on Max. 96 with a fastball today. He threw that ball to Eric Hosmer. And the last time Hosmer was standing in the batter's box, he had to reach back to get a little extra for him.
Ball 1 to Gordon. So Scherzer now has retired 7 straight for the second time in this game. He's fanned a total of 9 batters. 2 balls, no strikes.
Last time Max struck out 10 in a game, it was that game in New York where he opposed Matt Harvey, the rookie phenom of the New York Metropolitans. He had 11 that day.
Scherzer has gone double digits 6 times so far this year. That one's off the plate, 3-1. Highest total this season is 12 against Seattle. His career high is 15 against the Pirates. Here's the 3-1. An excuse me check swing. 3-2 on Gordon. Driven to left field. That'll sink in for a base hit. 1 out single. Time for a game break now as we check in with Shannon Hogan. All right, Shannon, thanks. Here it is a tight one. It's 2-1 in favor of Detroit, although the Tigers have 11 hits on the board today. They've only been able to take advantage on a 2-run homer by Alex Avila. Scherzer has just given up just his 3rd hit as Bonifacio looks at a ball high. Emilio's been on base twice, single and a walk. Here's the 1-0. Runner goes, and it's popped up. Foul ground, left side, long run. Dirks can't quite get there.
Usually when Max takes the mound, he's getting lots of run support. However, in his last few starts, he has not gotten much support, and that's because he's gone up against John Lester of the Boston Red Sox, and then he went up against Chris Sale in his last start. And of course, those are 2 really good left-handers that slowed down the Tigers offense. But by and large, Max has not pitched in a lot of games like this year. Not close games.
Lifted back out of play. 1-2 on Emilio Bonifacio. Tigers trying to hunt down the Oakland A's and the Boston Red Sox for the best record in the American League. The Tigers came in with 85 wins, Oakland 87, and the Red Sox have won 91 games now.
Oakland is the team that is most surprising.
Here's the 1-2. Got him. Strike 3. Another strikeout for Max.
And another fastball taken right down the middle by a Kansas City Royals hitter.
7th time this year Max has gone 10 or more strikeouts. Two outs here in the 6th. That'll bring up Hosmer.
You can look for a fastball and make an adjustment to an off-speed pitch with 2 strikes, but nearly impossible to look for something soft and then somehow hit a mid-90s fastball.
Well, I guess further proof that Max has done a really good job of incorporating all of his pitches here this afternoon.
He's done that all year. He has had a fabulous season.
Hosmer in this game has struck out twice. That's it for a strike. 1-1. Hosmer trying to extend his 7-game streak. So far, no luck against Scherzer. Fly ball foul down the left field line. 1-2. Max has retired 8 of the last 9 that he's faced. He's been on 2 really good stretches earlier in the game, retired 7 straight. And the only blemish today, the home run by Gordon. The solo shot, the only run the Royals have gotten. Billy Butler waiting on deck.
Strangely enough, they've gotten Gordon out all year long on off-speed pitches, but he has 2 hits today, both of those on fastballs. Alex Gordon was trying to inch his way off, and he was trying to time when Max was going to throw that ball home, and so he could steal his 11th bag of the year. But by Max holding on to it, Gordon just couldn't get a good jump.
You know, that has been such an effective strategy for Max. I wonder if it rubs off on any of the other pitchers in the Tigers rotation.
We haven't really seen anybody else incorporate it to the magnitude that Max has, but Anibal Sanchez is one that could really use it, because pitchers and base runners have kind of had their way against Sanchez. Verlander has done better, but Sanchez needs to improve in that regard.
1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Avila goes down to get it. Well, Max now has hit a total of 100. He's had a couple of long ones, the 3rd and 4th.
He's going to need a lot of help out of that bullpen today.
Max trying to get his 20th win of this season. Recent Tigers to win 20 games or more. Of course, Verlander did it a couple of years ago when he won the Cy Young and the MVP. Bill Gullickson did it in '91. And then you go back to Jack Morris in '86. Max would love to add his name to that list. Here's the 2-2. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Only 3 hits allowed today by Scherzer. So 2 outs, 3-2 the count. Gordon will be on the run. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 11 Scherzer strikeouts in this game. He's gotten Hosmer 3 times. time later in today's game. It is brought to you by Miller Lite. As we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It has been a tight one today. The Tigers got 2 quick ones. A 2-run shot by Avila back in the 2nd. Gordon answered with a homer in the 4th.
You wouldn't expect anything other than that when the Royals and the Tigers hook up against one another. They've played 9 one-run games this year. 9 of them.
Maybe headed to another one here. There's a strike called on Avila.
And it'd be nice for the Tigers to be on the winning side of one of those. They are 7-2 right now on the Royals side in the 9 one-run contest.
KC has played a bunch of those this year. This is a team that has relied on their bullpen to win some close games late, and by and large they've done it. The 0-1 is a strike call. They are 28-23. Second most one-run games in the major leagues.
28-23.
28-23. Guthrie has, well, they've been able to bend him a couple of times. They just haven't been able to pile on. He's given up 11 hits. Strike called, and Avila caught looking.
He changed the last couple of innings. Started to pitch inside a little bit more. That's the last pitch Avila was looking for right there, because Guthrie hadn't done any of that all day long.
Hey, the pennant race is on. Place a deposit on 2014 Detroit Tigers season tickets and receive 2013 postseason priority. Call 313-471-BALL or visit tigers.com. Here's Santiago. Strike called on Ramon.
You got your champagne suit ready?
Just try.
We done messed up some suits the last few years.
I'm trying to figure out which one I'm going to sacrifice this year.
We got to get them to reimburse us for one of those suits.
Yeah, good luck on that. Santiago bounces 3-1, 2 gone. Let me know how that works.
You run it up the flagpole first.
I'll let you know. I'll report back. But that's always a great time, getting into the locker room after a clinch. And we are hopeful of doing that again this year. As you look at Guthrie now, 71 pitches. You know what the key to that is? You wear a champagne-colored suit, so you can't tell.
Yeah.
You can still
I never thought of that.
Yeah, you can still tell, believe me. 2 outs now. Here is Austin Jackson. And he takes a ball outside. How about the Tigers in this series? They are just 3 for 20 with men in scoring position. Today they left 8 men on base, yet they lead as Jackson bends out of the way of a ball up and in.
We talked about this Royals team when they came here on Friday. They can pitch. I mean, they've got the best ERA in the American League. Their bullpen has the best ERA.
Grounded foul just outside of the bag.
And the Tigers are an outstanding hitting team, but good pitching always, and I mean always, stops good hitting. It's just the way it's been for over 100 years now. But the Tigers also have a really good pitching team.
Two 2-1 is low, 3-1. Waiting on deck, Torrey Hunter. Lifted back out of play, 3-2. Cleveland playing in Chicago today, but they're hampered by rain at U.S. Cellular Field. Here we've played under cloudy skies, cool temps all afternoon long. It's a 2-1 score. Tigers on top. Here's the 3-2. Low, he lost him, ball 4.
That's one of the best fastballs that Guthrie has thrown today. That one was 95. His pitch count is in much better shape than Max Scherzer's, and he's pitched in much more traffic. But Max Scherzer has 11 strikeouts, and that's why his pitch count is over 100.
Here's Hunter now with 2 outs, 0 for 3. Tigers trying to get some breathing room here. Tight ball game in the 6th, 2-1.
Guthrie not extremely quick to the plate. He's about 1.37. And when he picks the foot up, he's 1.22 on the slide step. That 1.22 you can't run, though, because Perez, their catcher, can really throw. But if he picks it up like that, you can steal a bag on him.
Torii Hunter. As we look at some of the best offseason acquisitions, Torii, well, he certainly has to be, if not at the top of that list, near it. Zack Greinke doing some marvelous work with the Dodgers. Johnson, he's having a great year with Atlanta. Ball high.
Can't really argue with any of the names on that list. James Shields, the leadership he's provided for the Kansas City young staff.
One ball, one strike on Hunter. 1-2.
I take that back. Their staff is not that young, but he has provided a lot of leadership to their pitching staff with his work ethic.
Well, he's won 11 ball games. ERA a little bit over 3. Johnson hitting .330 for Atlanta. And Torii's just been consistent all season long from day one.
And 14-3 is pretty good.
1-2.
Zack Greinke and his teammate Clayton Kershaw, they're going to divide some Cy Young votes out west. Kind of like Max Scherzer and Sanchez here in the Motor City.
There's Cabrera waiting on deck. And again, the 1-2. It's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-out walk to Jackson. Hunter ground ball, fly out, ground out. And the 2-2. Driven down the left field line. Hooking, though. Hit that ball hard.
Guthrie dropped down to an arm angle that we had not seen in the previous 82 pitches he's thrown here today. And Torii Hunter, he almost got him. Torii just a little bit too quick on it. Look at his arm slot he gets to. Tried to create a pitch. And he hung that slider.
Didn't he? Right at the belt. Torii given time now as Guthrie takes too long. Torii trying to get it to Cabrera, who's waiting on deck. Again, the 2-2. Rolled foul. Collins, the little lefty, warming up.
First time we've seen him this series. Will Smith has taken a little bit away from Collins' late inning work with the season he's having.
Popped him up. Straight up. Left side of the infield, Escobar. That'll end the inning. Tigers get a 2-out walk, strand a man, which means we go to the 7th.
2-run shot by Avila in the second. Then Alex Gordon got something down and in, and he hit a solo shot to right field. That was in the fourth inning, but after that, Max has piled up a ton of strikeouts. He has 11 on them. He's gotten them with the fastball, the curve, the slider, and the change. This has been his best start in his last 3 or 4 outings.
Well, Billy Butler starts it off now for the Royals. It'll be Butler, Perez, Moustakas. 11 strikeouts for Max. And Butler cuts and misses 0-2. Scherzer, it appears, going to have to earn this one today as he starts things off here in the 7th inning beyond 100 pitches.
Yeah, Max is 14 of 22 in first pitch strikes, and that's the main reason why he's racked up 11 strikeouts.
The only run the Royals have gotten, the home run by Gordon back in the 4th. Butler is 0 for 2, fly ball strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Scherzer. That is 12.
Look out, Maxwell.
Which, by the way, equals his season high.
When you start to punch out guys like Hosmer 3 times, Perez, their catcher, a couple times, and you get Billy Butler looking like that, you know you're on top of your game.
Yeah, it's a good day.
That is a beautiful looking phantom can.
Perez, a foul tip, 0-1. Drilled to center field. That's a base hit. That's a 1-out single. Perez's first hit of this game. So that AT&T trivia question again for you. Had a few opportunities or a few moments to think about it here. Here it is. Who are the 3 players who have more RBI since 2006 than Prince Fielder? And the 3 are Cabrera, Ryan Howard, and Albert Pujols. Those are your top 3. Here's Moustakas. 9 of the last 10 outs recorded by Max have been strikeouts. 9 of 10. And that hit that he just gave up was just the 4th of the afternoon for the Royals. Smiley and Veras heating up. Here's the 1-1, and it's ripped down the right field line. Fair ball. It's going to go to the corner. Perez on his way to third base. They will stop him there. It's a double for Mike Moustakas, and the Royals are threatening here in the 7th.
Max didn't bury the changeup where he wanted it. He left that one right up and over the heart of the plate, and Moustakas was able to get out in front of it and whistle it down into that right field corner. Nice job by Hunter getting over there to prevent Salvador Perez from scoring from first base.
5th hit of the game now for KC. The Tigers will keep the infield back here as Lorenzo Cain stands in.
Well, we'll see how much Max has in his tank now, because he's going to need a couple strikeouts to get out of this.
He has struck out Cain once. He's 0 for 2. And that's driven in the air down the right field line, back out of play.
95 with that first pass fastball, trying to overpower Lorenzo Cain, who nearly missed a home run in this game. His first time up to left field, he took Andy Dirks to the base of the wall on a hanging slider.
He was tardy there on 97. 0-2. This, by the way, is the first at bat the Royals have had all day with a man in scoring position.
Max 113 pitches into this contest. Unleashes his best fastball of the afternoon at 97.
.122, the most pitches that he has thrown in any start this year. Here's the 0-2. In the air, shallow right field. Hunter coming in. Still coming. Runners will hold. That's a big out. Two gone. Now it's up to Dyson.
Well, one of the things that Miggy's going to have to do down at third base, even with 2 outs, because Dyson loves to bunt the baseball, he's going to have to cheat a little bit. He's going to give up something laterally by coming in to the cut of the grass, but that's where he needs to be against Dyson. He's not afraid to bunt the ball for a base hit to try to get himself an RBI with 2 outs.
Dyson is 0 for 2. Cabrera inching in at third base.
Do you remember if it was Bonifacio or Dyson who bunted with 2 outs for a base hit and an RBI in Kansas City when we were there last?
I don't. I remember the play. I just don't remember who did it.
It was one of the 2. Escobar was the base runner at that time. He was on third base.
It was Bonifacio. Just looked it up. And Kansas City won that game 4-3. Bunt single in the third to drive in a run. Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball to short. Santiago has it, and the threat is over. No runs, 2 hits. Max fired up. He strands 2 guys in scoring position. Let's get him some runs. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen back here at Comerica Park. It's been a dynamite outing today for Max Scherzer. He has needed to pitch well because the Tigers have not been able to put up a lot of offense in this game. But Max looking as good as we've seen now in probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 starts.
And another reason why Max really needed to pitch well here today is the fact that he now has some competition for that Cy Young if he's going to win his first. He piled up a lot of strikeouts in this contest, and he did it in very impressive fashion. Fastball blazing at 95, 96, outstanding secondary pitches.
Well, the Tigers in this game have stranded 9, and really, I guess you tip your cap and sometimes to the other guys. They pitch pretty well, but the Tigers really have had a lot of opportunities today against Guthrie.
Well, Guthrie made some adjustments. The first few innings, Tigers had lots of base hits the other way, whether it was the left-handers or the right-handers. They were taking what he was giving him, but he made an adjustment in innings 4 through 6. He threw more fastballs, and then it became easier for him, and that's the reason why he's still in the game.
You know, Rob, the Tigers are playing for a couple of things here, obviously to get into postseason, but they want to catch the 2 teams ahead of them. When you start looking at the postseason, you obviously want to position yourself with one of the better records.
Well, they're going to have to slow down the Oakland Athletics for one, and the Boston Red Sox, another team that is playing some outstanding baseball under their first-year manager, John Farrell.
So the Tigers here trying to add some more offense for Max Scherzer, who has had a dynamite outing today and appears to be done for the afternoon. 12 strikeouts for Max over 7 innings of work. Now here comes the Tigers offense with Miguel Cabrera leading it off. Fielder and then Martinez to follow.
Making 2 of his 3 appearances today, he has swung at the very first pitch. But that's really nothing new for Miguel. He has a really good batting average when he swings on the first pitch.
He swings the first pitch but misses. 0-1. Guthrie has had a pitch count that's been in pretty good shape all game.
And he's also found an extra gear. The fastball velocity at the start of the game was 90-91. Now he's up to 94-95. Another good baseball game here today.
It is, man. It was a really good one last night. It's another 1-run game in this one. Well pitched on both ends. Tigers have the lead courtesy of a 2-run homer by Avila back in the second. Inside to Cabrera, 2-1.
See, he wasn't doing that earlier in the game. But you can't really intimidate Miguel anyway.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Make it 2-2 on Cabrera. With his 2 hits today, he's back up to 350, trying to win another batting title. 43 home runs this year.
If you're Guthrie, you probably have to go with the pitch you can command the most here, and that's probably the fastball. You don't want to make a mistake with your breaking ball.
Missed outside, 3-2.
And Miguel's not going to swing at that.
The full count pitch. In on his hands, and he rolls it to third for Moustakas.
What a pitch. Oh, what a pitch. Prince Fielder has 3 hits in the game. We told you that most of those hits came early. He was taking what Guthrie was giving him. He took a lousy single to left in the first. Another lousy single to the opposite way. Past the shortstop in the third. And then the 5th inning, he knew he was going to get something inside, and he was sitting there waiting for Jeremy Guthrie. A double for the 3rd hit of the afternoon for the Prince.
Try to get something going here with 1 out. How about 431 over his last 16 games?
Prince Fielder's making a real strong push to try to get to 300 again for the 2nd consecutive year in a Tigers uniform.
That is tapped right back to the mound. Guthrie will handle it. And there are 2 outs.
Here's that broken bat on that 3-2 fastball in on Miguel Cabrera. Miggy did everything possible to get his hands in front of his body to try to barrel that ball up, but it just kept chasing him inside, and because of that, his bat was shattered.
Cabrera 2 out of 4 in this game. Here is Victor Martinez with 2 outs. Victor now 1 for 3 in this contest. Tigers have 11 hits. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. 72 miles an hour.
I don't know what it is with Max Scherzer in his last number of starts.
There's a line drive smothered by Gordon and left.
But whoever Max has been going up against trying to get win number 20, that particular pitcher has showed up on top of his game, and Guthrie is the latest of those. Great effort there by Alex Gordon. He knows if he does miss this ball, Victor will end up on second base, but he would not have ended up on third base. That's the reason why he left his feet to go after it.
Here's Andy Dirks. 12 Tigers hits now. You think that opposing pitchers raise their game a little bit when they know that they're opposing Scherzer and the type of season he's had?
I think that has something to do with it, and they know they're looking at a really good offense that the Tigers run out there on a nightly basis. So when you add in the two, if you're the opposing pitcher, you better be on top of your game or you're not going to be out there very long.
Fouled away. 2 balls, 1 strike on Dirks. Twelve Tigers hits, 10 of them have been singles. They have a double and a homer as well.
They're starting to build something really positive here in Kansas City. When you look at their everyday lineup, they've got 4 positions where they have top 5 players in the American League. Their left fielder's good. Escobar's good. Hosmer's good. Their catcher is outstanding. And that's how you start to build winning teams.
And Dirk strikes out, ending the innings. So Guthrie has been equally impressive here this afternoon. As we head to the 8th, Max Scherzer through the lens of Phantom Cam and some of the sights of Game 3 in this series here at Comerica. Pitchers Scherzer and Sanchez biggest competition for Cy Young. Is it A, Yu Darvish, B, Chris Sale, C, Felix Hernandez, or D, Bartolo Colon? Text ACE, then a space, then A, B, C, or D to 37338. Good poll question here today. Of course, Max and Sanchez, you mentioned, Rod, they might take some votes away from each other.
Yeah, they will do that. It's good to get the fans involved to see what they're thinking, though.
Scherzer, great outing today, and Tiger bullpen becoming an issue now as they will send in Drew Smyly into wall-side window. Pitching change.
Last couple of outings for Drew Smyly have been positive outings. A couple of strikeouts against a couple of left-handed batters.
And Smyly delivers a strike to Alcides Escobar. Escobar is 0 for 2, pop-up strikeout. Oh, 0-2 the count. He'll be followed by Gordon and then Bonifacio. We're in the 8th inning at Comerica. Only 5 hits today for KC. Here's the 0-2. Numbers against Smiley: 2 for 8 for Escobar, 3 strikeouts. And the 1-2. Pulled foul. Whistling by Eddie Rodriguez in the coaching box at third.
Back in 2001, when the Arizona Diamondbacks won their only World Series, Eddie Rodriguez was the one who met Luis Gonzalez at first base. He gave Gonzo the first hug. He was coaching first base at that time.
I did not know that.
Yep. Jumped right into the arms of Luis Gonzalez.
Here's the 2-2. Driven to left field. That is going to drop. Base hit, maybe more. Let's see. Dirks gets over there, but Escobar is cruising to second, and he slides in with a double.
These Royals will not go away. They just won't go away.
Now the tying run in scoring position with nobody out.
He made a couple of really good fastballs to get ahead of Escobar. Those were down and away. I don't know if he was trying to get that one inside or not, but that's usually the result when you go up and in. He fought it off.
Six hits now for Kansas City. Top of the order coming up, Alex Gordon, who is just 1 for 11 against Smiley.
He's got a job to do here. He'll simply be trying to get Escobar over to third base with just 1 out. If you're wondering, he has no sack bunts this year, so I don't know if he'll try to do it that way. Escobar also 21 of 22 in steals of third in his major league career, and he hasn't been caught in 4 tries this season.
Ball 1. With that double, Escobar extending his hitting streak to 9 straight. Here's the 1-0. Fouled back, 1 ball and 1 strike. Solo shot for Gordon. That was back in the 4th, his 20th of the season, which gave the Royals their only run so far. Checked it. Did not go, according to John Hirschbeck. Tigers by far with more of the scoring chances here today. They've had 12 hits. For 9 for the Tigers with runners in scoring position. Ball high, and now it goes to 3-1. Popped up, shallow left. Santiago back. Dirks in. Runner will not advance. 1 out. That's a start. There is some activity still in the Detroit bullpen, and Joaquin Benoit again is warming up in the 8th inning, and Veras is out there as well.
Alex Gordon was not able to get Escobar over to third base. Infante is going to have to make sure that Escobar does not steal third base here.
Gordon upset with himself for not getting the job done. Bonifacio fouls it off, 0-1. Smiley starting things here in the 8th, gave up a double to Escobar, but he has gotten Gordon to fly out to shallow left. Missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers wrapping up this series today, and then the Seattle Mariners come to town. It'll be a 4-game series. And that is fouled back. 1-2 the count, and tickets for all potential American League Division Series games at Comerica Park go on sale this Tuesday at 12 noon. For tickets, visit Tigers.com. One and two on Bonifacio. There goes the runner to third. And a strike called. He's going to be out of there. A stolen base at third for Escobar, but 2 gone now.
That is just a great job by Escobar. He was out at second base, and he watched 4 pitches to Bonifacio, so he knew the breaking ball was coming. So because he knew the breaking ball was coming, he took off and he stole third base for the 5th time this year. He hasn't been caught, and he is now 27 of 27 in steals if you go back to last year. That is just a really good heads-up play by Escobar.
Well, the strikeout makes it 2 outs. Now you got lefty-lefty here as Hosmer digs in against Smiley. Been a tough day for Hosmer. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Those at bats against Scherzer. And a strike called, 0-1. Well, this is where Hosmer does some of his best work. 7th inning and beyond. 370. Avila tries to block it, and the run will score as Alex got tangled up with Hosmer, and it's a 2-2 game.
Jim's going to try to ask for some interference here, but James Hoy, he was right in front of him.
They're each trying to make their point right now.
There's that speed again. Escobar steals third base, and then look at the jump he gets here. This ball only gets away from Avila by about 5 feet, and he gets a great break, and he's able to score.
I think Jim had a point there. I mean, watch this. I don't know.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, it is.
It's unfortunate. I know that much. Max will not get win number 20 here today.
After certainly pitching well enough to win this ball game. 2-2. A wild pitch scores the tying run. There's a bouncing ball hit to the right side. Easy play there for Infante, and that's it. Wild pitch after the steal as Alcides Escobar comes in to tie this game at 2. Ace, and now the Tigers have to go to work here as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Jeremy Guthrie is still out there. Infante, Avila, Santiago, the bottom 3, and a ball outside, 1-0. 2 runs on 12 hits for the Tigers, 2 runs on 6 hits for the Royals. Infante is 0 for 3 with a run scored. Omar showing bunt, looks at a strike, 1-1. Guthrie is now over the 100 plateau. Trying to give his manager 8 innings in this game. Here's the 1-1 pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wade Davis and Tim Collins warming up. Here's the 2-1. Fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ten men left on base today for the Tigers. Trying to overcome that. Avila waiting on deck. He's hit a 2-run homer. Their only offense this afternoon. Here's the 2-2. Strike 3 called to the outside corner. Infante retired, 1 away.
Can't locate it any better than that.
Fourth strikeout for Guthrie. Avila has fanned twice in this game, but he's hit the home run. His 10th of the year. Guthrie, since giving up that 2-run shot in the second, has put nothing but zeros up. The Tigers had a really good chance in the 5th. Second and third, nobody out, and Guthrie pitched out of that.
Avila hasn't been missing his fastballs in these counts.
That one fouled away.
And he didn't miss his fastball right here in the 2nd inning. The only 2 runs the Tigers have scored today came off the bat of Avila.
Short, quick, compact swing that he drives over the left field wall to give the Tigers a 2-0 lead at that point. 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 8th for KC to tie it up. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a drive, hit in a deep right field. That ball is way back, and Avila has hit it out. The Tigers have taken the lead on his 2nd home run of the game. 3-2 Detroit. Oh, did he crush that?
The previous pitch was a fastball that Avila got a really good swing at, so Guthrie said, let me try an off-speed pitch, and Guthrie comes back with a hanging breaking ball that Avila got out in front of and hit over the out-of-town scoreboard. That is now 28 home runs that Jeremy Guthrie has given up this year.
The 13th hit of the game proves to be lucky for the Tigers. They go up 3-2 on the 2nd home run of the contest for Alex Avila. 1-run lead for the Tigers. Here's Santiago.
Alex Avila has hit a lot of big home runs this year for the Tigers. A lot of big home runs. That may have been the biggest one.
Here's the 0-2 to Santiago. He golfs one in the air to left, but Gordon is there. 2 gone. So Avila now has 11 home runs on the year. It's his 45th RBI of the season as well. Meanwhile, Joaquin Benoit tuning up to come into the 9th inning. Ground ball to third, right at Moustakas. And Jackson's going to be out. That'll end the inning. However, the Tigers have reclaimed the lead. They come right back. Avila. He goes yard to right center. Inning, Tigers take the lead on the Avila home run, his second of the game, and now they turn the baseball over to the closer, Joaquin Benoit.
And Joaquin got his 19th save on Friday night here against the Kansas City Royals. He had to get 4 outs to do so. Just needs 3 outs here tonight to preserve the win for his squad and record save number 20.
And he will have to face Billy Butler to start things off, then Perez and Moustakas. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Tigers have made a change at the shortstop position. Jose Iglesias will take over.
And Miguel down at third base playing no doubles. He's basically standing on the third baseline. Andy Dirks also in left field. He's playing on the warning track.
Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball, second base, charging Infante. Butler is out, 1 away.
Well, you wouldn't have expected anything other than a 1-run game here against the Kansas City Royals. This is the 10th of the season.
It's just amazing. It's amazing how many close games they've played. And again, they're really the only one lopsided game was that 16-2 game the Tigers had.
Well, as we pointed out earlier in the contest, and we talked about it yesterday, once they get one more big bat in the offseason, I'm sure Dayton Moore will be looking for one. It's going to be a really good team in 2014.
Perez pops it up. Middle of the infield. Infante says, back off. It's mine. 2 gone. Right now, with a look ahead at Tigers Live postgame, we check in with Justin White.
Mario, it's going to be a riveting edition of Tigers Live postgame. We'll head into the clubhouse, talk to Max Scherzer. Even though he didn't win his 20th game of the season, he struck out 12 Royals batters, plus Shannon Hogan and Craig Monroe from the Coliseum Studios. Coming up right after this one, it's Tigers Live postgame, guys.
All right, Justin, thanks. Still got to get one more out, though. The crowd to its feet as Mike Moustakas stands in.
And Justin better be careful down there tonight. He might get covered with a little Gatorade.
He's a veteran. He's a pro. He's been there. Moustakas stands in now with 2 outs. And he looks at a strike, 0-1.
Joaquin Benoit has taken this closer's role that was given to him about halfway through the season and simply run with it.
He has been as solid as any closer since taking over that role. Really hasn't had too many bumps in the road. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
This crowd really hadn't had a whole lot to cheer about all afternoon long, but they're fired up now.
One more strike for Benoit.
Gonna stay away from Moustakas.
Thought about it, wouldn't chase it. 1-2. 40,491 on a chilly afternoon here in the Motor City. Hoping for one more strike. Checked it. Don't believe he went. Did not go. 2-2 on Moustakas. Should get that far. Lorenzo Cain waiting on deck. Ground ball right side should do it. Infante and the Tigers win.
Goodbye, Kansas City Royals.
Slice the magic number by 1.
The only thing that's going to be disappointing about this win is the fact that Max Scherzer did not get win number 20 today.
The Tigers, on the strength of 2 home runs by Alex Avila, win a tight one. Another 1-run game as they beat KC 3-2.
It was Avila 3, KC 2.
And that is more accurate. Tigers win 2 out of 3. Back with a whole lot more from the ballpark.